You've done everything right eating healthy, staying active, so why do your legs still feel heavier, slower, weaker? What if the real cause of your joint pain has been hiding in your kitchen this whole time, looking fresh, sweet, and harmless? They say it's just age, but what if that's not the whole story? What if something you trust is quietly stealing your strength? I'm Dr. Marquand for over 25 years. I've worked closely with adults over 60. And there's one question I've heard more than any other. Why does my body feel weaker, even though I'm doing everything right? Sometimes, the answer isn't about what you're missing. It's about what you're doing every single day with full confidence that it's good for your health. I understand. We were all raised to believe that fruit is nature's gift, that it's healthy, wholesome, and should be part of our daily diet. But at a certain age, that truth doesn't apply to every fruit anymore. In fact, some fruits, no matter how harmless they look, or how long they've been part of your breakfast, can quietly weaken your legs, worsen joint inflammation, and leave your knees aching after just a short walk. Why does this happen? As we age, everything in the body changes. Metabolism slows down. Blood circulation becomes less efficient. And the ability to process sugar and acid decreases. What was once healthy at 40 can become burdensome at 60. Some fruits are packed with natural sugars and acids that an aging body simply can't handle the way it used to. They quietly affect the joints, trigger inflammation, and make movement more painful over time. What worries me most is this: the damage happens slowly, silently. No one notices till one day, walking just a few hundred steps feels too painful, and you stop wanting to leave the house at all. That's why I'm here today, to share with you 8 common fruits that people over 60 should be cautious about if you truly want to protect your legs, stay mobile, and preserve the quality of life you absolutely deserve. Because, once you know the truth, you'll never look at fruit the same way again. And don't worry, I'm not here to scare you into cutting out every fruit. I'm here to help you understand what's really happening inside your body, so you can make smarter, kinder choices. Think of me not as someone giving you strict rules, but as a friend helping you choose better companions for your journey. But before we begin, if you value your health and believe in honest, science-backed guidance like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0, because either way, it lets me know that you're here, you're listening, and you're serious about taking care of yourself. Now, let's take a look at the first fruit. The one that seems like your friendly breakfast companion but might just be the hidden culprit behind your aching, tired legs. Pineapple. A tropical fruit, juicy and sweet, often praised as an anti-inflammatory miracle thanks to a compound called bromelain. Sounds great, right? But here's the twist no one talks about, especially when you're over 60. You see, pineapple is packed with natural sugars and strong acids. And as you age, your blood vessels become thinner, more delicate, and far more sensitive. Your body no longer processes sugar the way it used to. Just one slice of pineapple, seemingly harmless, can cause your blood sugar to spike faster than you think. And when blood sugar rises suddenly, those tiny blood vessels that feed your legs, muscles, and feet begin to wear down over time. So what happens next? You start to feel heaviness in your legs after just a short walk. Your knees feel stiff every time you try to stand up. Your ankles throb with a dull ache from time to time. These sensations don't hit all at once, they creep in slowly, like water wearing down a strong stone foundation, bit by bit. And here's something else many people overlook. That tangy bite in pineapple? It can act like fuel on a fire for anyone already dealing with arthritis. If your joints are inflamed, the acid in pineapple may make the pain even worse. Not because pineapple is bad, but because your body now needs a different kind of care. Many of my patients describe the same strange feeling. After eating pineapple, their legs feel heavier. Weaker, like strength is quietly draining from their body. And that's not even mentioning bromelain. While it can be helpful in some cases, it can also dangerously interact with medications, especially blood thinners. Some people experience prolonged bleeding. Others find their medication isn't working like it used to without realizing a piece of fruit might be the reason. But the biggest danger of all is silence. There's no sharp pain warning you. No clear sign. Just slower steps each year. A little more fatigue each season. Until one day, you wake up and realize your legs aren't the strong companions they once were. So what's my advice? You don't have to give up pineapple entirely. But if you're dealing with chronic leg pain, joint swelling, or poor circulation, start limiting how much you eat. Because the damage isn't obvious, but it's real. Subtle, but cumulative. And the most powerful thing you can do is listen to your body early before the cost becomes harder to bear. So, if pineapple, often praised for its anti-inflammatory benefits, can still impact your legs, then what about the next fruit? It's soft, sweet, famous for being rich in potassium and great for your muscles. But is it truly harmless? Bananas. I know bananas have long been seen as a symbol of good health. Rich in potassium, helpful for preventing cramps, supporting heart health, and providing natural energy. And for younger people, all of that can absolutely be true. But for older adults, the story isn't quite so simple. Bananas contain a fairly high amount of natural sugar and are a source of fast-digesting starch, which means after eating a banana, your blood sugar can rise rapidly. And as I shared earlier, the tiny blood vessels in your legs, already weakened by AGE, can be affected every time your blood sugar spikes. Circulation slows down. Silent inflammation increases. The result? You may feel heaviness in your legs after a meal, tight calves while walking, or even a dull pain climbing the stairs. But that's not all. Bananas also promote water retention in the body, something that seems beneficial, but can actually be burdensome for those with heart or circulation issues. I've seen many patients come in with swollen legs, tight ankles, or stiff knees, completely unaware that their healthy morning banana could be contributing to the problem. The effects of bananas aren't instant. There's no sharp pain that makes you stop and think. It creeps in slowly when you begin to feel your legs grow heavier by the day, or you find yourself needing to rest more often during a walk. You eat bananas thinking they'll make your muscles stronger, but in some cases, they may be quietly weakening the very legs you've always relied on. Let's talk about grapes. Let's be honest, just looking at those plump, juicy clusters, who would ever think they could cause harm? They're small, sweet, easy to eat, often praised for being heart-friendly and rich in antioxidants. Many older adults enjoy grapes as a healthy daily snack. But behind that sweet, innocent appearance lies a truth most people have never heard. Grapes contain fructose, natural sugar. It sounds harmless, but for the aging body, fructose can be a real challenge. When you eat grapes, the fructose is absorbed directly by the liver. And if your liver can't process it all in time, the excess is converted into uric acid and fat. And as you may already know, uric acid is one of the main culprits behind joint pain, swelling in the toes, ankles, and knees. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a sharp pain in your big toe? Or felt your calves tighten unexpectedly, even though you didn't overexert yourself? I've had patients describe that feeling, like a small fire burning inside their joints, quiet but relentless, making even a short walk uncomfortable. The tricky part is, grapes are just too easy to eat. They're small, soft, and sweetened. That means you can keep popping them into your mouth without thinking. Before you know it, you finished an entire bowl without feeling full, but your sugar and fructose intake has skyrocketed. And over time, that can silently lead to chronic inflammation, increased joint pressure, and slower mobility. Not because you did something wrong, but because no one ever told you that the snack you thought was helping might actually be quietly weakening your legs. I'm not saying you need to give up grapes forever. But if you've recently noticed more swelling, stiffness, or reduced flexibility in your movement, take a moment to ask yourself, are you eating grapes more often than your body can handle? Next up is watermelon. Watermelon has always been seen as the symbol of freshness, hydrating, cooling, low in calories, subtly sweet, and seemingly harmless. But there's one thing most people don't pay attention to, especially those over 60. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, GI. What does that mean? It means that when you eat watermelon, your blood sugar rises very quickly, almost as fast as if you were eating candy. And when your blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin to bring it back down. But as we age, our ability to regulate insulin weakens, and that sets off a chain of unwanted reactions. The first response is inflammation, especially in areas with poor circulation like the knees, ankles, and calves. You may start to feel tired right after eating. A short walk can trigger dull aches. Climbing stairs feels like scaling a mountain. I've had multiple patients tell me the exact same thing. I only ate watermelon. Why do my legs feel like they're weighed down with lead? The danger with watermelon is that it's just too easy to eat. One cold, refreshing slice makes you want another, and another. And each slice isn't just water, it's a high dose of sugar, enough to strain your blood vessels, increase inflammation, heighten fatigue, and gradually weaken your legs. It sounds surprising, but I've seen it happen time and time again. Older adults slowly losing mobility, feeling more worn down each day, never suspecting the plate of watermelon they enjoyed every afternoon. So if you've recently felt tingling legs, heavy calves, or unexplained fatigue after meals, it might be time to take a closer look at your watermelon habit, not because it's bad, but because it may no longer be the right fit for your body today. Let's move on to a fruit that's almost always associated with health and vitamin C. It shows up in breakfast spreads, immune-boosting drinks, and fresh juices. But for older adults, this fruit can trigger a silent acid attack on the joints. I'm talking about oranges, that bright, fragrant, vitamin C-rich fruit that's long been seen as a symbol of strong immunity. A glass of orange juice in the morning, a sweet juicy slice after a meal, it all sounds healthy, doesn't it? But once you're over 60, there's something you need to know. Your joints might not be as happy about it as you think. Oranges are high in citric acid. For a young, healthy body, this is usually not a problem. But for someone older, especially those already dealing with arthritis, joint degeneration, or chronic inflammation, this acid can be a quiet irritant. I've met countless patients who started their day with a glass of orange juice, believing they were supporting their health, yet found their knees getting stiffer in the morning, calves aching after sitting too long, or hips throbbing when they stood up. Some simply chalked it up to age. Well, I guess this is what getting older feels like. But the truth is, those healthy glasses of orange juice may have been quietly worsening the inflammation in their body. Why? Because citric acid, once in the bloodstream, can irritate the sensitive tissues around joints, especially in areas where circulation has already slowed, like the knees, ankles, and calves. And when combined with the natural sugars in oranges, it can also cause a rise in blood sugar. That combination leads to more inflammation, more joint sensitivity, and makes every step feel a little heavier. a little more painful. The most dangerous part? The illusion that you're doing something good. You eat oranges because you think they'll strengthen your immune system and keep you well. But in silence, they might be turning each step into a small struggle. I'm not saying oranges are bad. But your body at 65, at 70, needs a different approach. A more careful one. One that listens more closely. And if orange as a fruit long seen as the very symbol of health can still impact your joints, then the next fruit, small, sharply sweet, often eaten as a light dessert, might not be as harmless as it seems either. I'm talking about green apples. Green apples give off a sense of freshness. Just looking at them, people assume less sugar than red apples, definitely better for older adults. Many choose green apples as a healthy, light snack, believing they're doing no harm to their bodies. But here's a truth most people don't realize. Your legs may be silently suffering from this seemingly innocent fruit. And the reason comes down to two things: malic acid and hidden natural sugars. Let's start with malic acid. It's what gives green apples their distinct tartness. In younger bodies, it may support digestion and metabolism. But as we age, the intestinal lining becomes more sensitive, and connective tissues more prone to irritation. Malic acid, once inside the body, can begin affecting soft tissues, including those around the joints. I've had patients very mindful of their diet tell me that after eating green apples, they'd feel a slight twinge in the hip or a sudden stiffness in their calves, without understanding why. Some even noticed warmth or tingling in their feet, or mild joint stiffness the next morning. These effects don't come from the first bite but from accumulation, as the acid slowly takes its toll over time. And there's more. While green apples aren't as sweet as red ones, they still contain natural sugar. And in an aging body with slower metabolism, that sugar can cause noticeable fluctuations in blood sugar levels. What does that lead to? Tired legs, heavy calves, occasional nighttime cramps, or weakness when climbing stairs. What makes this harder to detect is that green apples are usually eaten raw, in the evening, or as a refreshing dessert times when the body is winding down and has less capacity to process food efficiently. And little by little, stiffness increases, soreness creeps in, and even sleep becomes more restless. Not everyone will experience these symptoms. But if you've started noticing tighter joints or weaker legs, pay attention to your body. Because sometimes, the things you believe are the safest might actually be affecting you more than you think. Now we come to a tropical fruit sweet. Seductive, and often seen as one of summer's greatest natural gifts. Mangoes. Soft, fragrant, undeniably delicious. Many older adults enjoy mangoes because they're easy to eat, easy to digest, and leave a refreshing feeling after meals. But here's something most people don't expect. Mangoes might be the most dangerous fruit for those struggling with joint issues and leg discomfort. Why? Because mangoes contain a very high amount of natural sugar, not just a little, but a wave of sugar that can cause a rapid spike in blood glucose immediately after eating. For younger bodies, that spike is usually manageable. But once you pass 60, things change. I've seen it time and again in my older patients. The body reacts to the sugar surge by releasing insulin. But as insulin rises and then quickly drops, it creates inflammation throughout the body, especially in the soft tissues surrounding the knees, hips, and ankles. And you start to feel it, not as a sudden pain, but in subtle, lingering ways. A burning sensation in your toes, a long-lasting tingling in your feet, swelling in your legs every afternoon, or simply that heavy feeling like every step you take carries an invisible bag of sand. And if you're already dealing with nerve issues, the effects can be even more intense. Mango doesn't look like a heavy meal. It's light, juicy, naturally sweet, and that's exactly why it's so easy to overeat without realizing it. But for your body, it's not light at all. Your body doesn't care if it's a fruit, or if it's natural. It responds to the sugar load, and that response, over time, weakens your legs, inflames your joints, and slowly slows down your movement. I know for many, mango is a small daily joy. And I'm not saying you have to give it up completely. But if you've been noticing stiffer joints, faster leg fatigue, or mild swelling after meals, take a closer look. Could mango be the silent culprit you've overlooked? Because natural doesn't always mean suitable, especially when your body now needs more gentleness, stability, and caution than ever before. And now, we come to the final fruit on today's list: small, juicy, delicately sweet with a slight tartness. Often considered a safe choice for those on a diet. Cherries. When eaten in large amounts. I know many people love cherries not just for their taste, but for their cute appearance, easy-to-eat nature, and convenience. Cherries are often served as a refined dessert or even juiced in the morning, praised for their antioxidants, heart benefits, and sleep support. It all sounds like the perfect harmless fruit. But the truth is a bit more complicated, especially for those over 60. The issue lies in the natural sugar and light acid content in cherries, combined with the fact that they're incredibly easy to overeat. You eat one, then two, then five, and before you know it, the whole bowl is gone, and you're still not full. I often call cherries the fruit with no stop signal. And here's where caution is needed. Despite their gentle sweetness, cherries contain fructose sugar that, when consumed in excess, triggers insulin spikes, low-grade inflammation, and stress on joints that are already more fragile with age. Especially the joints that bear your body weight, like the knees, ankles, and calves. I've had patients who ate a few cherries every night after dinner, only to slowly develop morning leg pain, mild numbness, or stiffness in their knees when they woke up. They never imagined the cause could be this tiny fruit. And there's one more thing. Cherries are often eaten at night, with the hope of improving sleep. But for those with slower metabolism, even a small amount of sugar can keep the liver and pancreas active through the night, disrupting insulin rhythm and increasing soft tissue inflammation. The story here isn't that cherries are bad, it's that your body has changed. The same food that once served you well at the 30th of may become a burden at 65 if you don't understand and adapt. And that's what I hope you take away from everything I've shared today. It's not about fearing food or extreme restrictions, but about understanding your body, listening to its quiet signals, and knowing that sometimes the thing you thought was good simply needs to be used differently when you've come this far in life. And now, let's close this journey together with a heartfelt message from me to you. You see, eating fruit isn't just about eating enough. It's about listening to your body, about choosing what truly fits who you are, and where you are in this stage of life. When you begin to choose more conscious, selecting fruits that support your joints, circulation, and strength, you'll begin to feel the difference. Lighter mornings, smoother movements, and steadier steps. If you're still watching, I know you're not just listening, you truly care about your health, about the freedom in each step, and about your future. And I want you to remember this clearly. You still have time to change. You still have the ability to improve. And you are not alone. Growing older isn't easy. I understand. I've worked with hundreds if not thousands of people just like you. The gradual fatigue, the lingering aches, the joint stiffness, the quiet fear each time you try to stand. But I've also seen many at 65, 70, even 75 slowly regain their strength, simply by making small but meaningful changes. No extremes. No need to cut everything out. Just a gentle shift, starting with one fruit in the fridge. One meal in your day. One habit you choose more mindfully. The fruits I shared today, they're not bad. They just may no longer be right for your joints, for your circulation, for your body at this age. And that's perfectly okay. Because aging doesn't mean giving up, it means getting smarter. And when you choose to get smarter, you'll notice your legs won't feel as heavy. Your mornings will feel more manageable. The pain will begin to fade. And hope will grow stronger, giving you the power to live freely and actively, just as you deserve. Now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. What did you learn today? And what small change are you ready to make for your own health? Because when you share, it's not just you who changes, someone else might change too. If this video helped you or even just made you rethink something, please hit the like button, so more people can find this message. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss these honest, practical, and easy to understand tips created just for people like you. And if you found this content helpful, type the number 1 in the comments. If you think it wasn't quite right for you, type 0. You never know, one small message from you might be exactly what someone else needs today. Stay strong. Stay aware. Because your health, your freedom, your power to take control are still fully in your hands.